Hey y'all, I'm back. I've been trying to make this video for about a week now. Maybe this one will take. First, I want to say that I do eat healthy. I probably follow a 90-10 rule, eating healthy 90% of the time. What I'm making is not healthy, so it's gonna fall in my 10%, and I will eat it and enjoy it with no regrets. So let's move on. What I want to talk about today is how hard this is. My last few videos have been positive. They have included a lot of good things, a lot of improvements that I've seen. But I want to take today and make sure that I am giving an accurate representation of what this is like. It is not easy. It's hard. It's hard mentally, physically, emotionally, and any other word you can think of. It's hard. It's draining and exhausting. It is maddening and frustrating. I do see progress in some things. I talked about my grip strength in the last video, but cutting strawberries, as you can tell, is not easy for me. I'm actually surprised that I'm allowed to do it. Anyway, the physical therapy is going well, but as I said, it's not carrying over yet. My legs feel really strong in therapy. I'm doing things I couldn't do before. I'm doing things better than I could before. But for every step forward, I feel like I take a couple or three backwards. What I mean by that is, even though my legs feel strong, my balance seems worse. My walking at times seems worse than it was in January. Balance is as bad as it has been the entire time, or worse. So it's frustrating to think you're doing well and not have it affect your daily task. For example, this time of the year is gardening season. It is flower bed time. I would normally be helping plant potatoes and beans. Right now, the risk of falling makes that not possible. The risk of falling outweighs any help I could be. It would also take me twice as long, 3 times as long to do it. So he's outside doing that while I'm in here doing this. Weeding in my flower bed is something that I do. I helped break the straw and get everything pretty for the season. Not this year. If I try to weed, I can't bend over and weed and stand up. My legs won't do that. I'll fall. So the other day, I thought, well, I'll be smart and I'll sit and do it. Well, y'all, as soon as I sat, I remembered I can't get up by myself. I have to pull up on a chair or something. And I had no chair with me in the middle of the yard. Now I was close enough, I could have crawled to the back porch and gotten up. I could have gotten to the pool, slid in the shallow, and walked out. But Greg was close by and saw me and came and got me up. Those of you who know me can imagine how difficult that is for me. I am independent. I am the person that if something needs doing, I do it. Y'all, I have torn down walls in this house by myself. I ripped the paneling off a bedroom wall while he was at work. Now I have to have help with everything. So it is very difficult mentally to not be able to do things on your own. And I want you to know, if you're struggling, that you are not alone. Just because a few of my videos have looked like everything is going well, it's a struggle. But I'm not gonna give up. That is not in my DNA. I think when I was being put together in the factory, there was someone who looked at a part and said, "What's this for? Where does it go?" "I don't know, I'll put it to the side and come back to it." You know, like we all do. And they got done, did not use that part, so they threw it away. That was my give up gene. I don't have it. My doctor in Kansas has told me that most people would have given up by now. And even those that haven't would not be putting in the work that I do. So while I cannot relate to the actual quitting, I can relate to the temptation. I know how hard it is to get up every day and face a struggle before you've even had your breakfast or your coffee. You're not alone. Many of us are struggling. For those of you who are a believer and you have faith, but you watch my videos and think, wow, her faith is strong. She always is upbeat and quotes scripture. I want you to also know that there are many times that I sound like good old David I cry out, God, oh Lord, how long will you forget me? And sometimes his reply is, baby, I haven't forgotten you. I'm right there with you. You are not alone. In fact, I'm already at the next point, waiting for you there. I am with you now, and I'm already waiting for you in the future. Trust me. And sometimes he talks to me like he did Job. And I'm going to paraphrase here. You can read it in the Bible and get the exact words. But sometimes he says, hey, who do you think you are? Stay in your lane, know your role, and I've got it. I am in control, so suck it up and move on. Trust me in that. But I do cry out. I cry out in frustration. I cry out in pain. And I have those moments. I am working on the mental aspects. My doctor in Kansas has given me some ideas to work on, and I do. As a believer, I tweak them to include my faith, and he knows that. And even some of them, he incorporates the faith component in his example to me. But I just wanted to take the opportunity to say, if you're watching this, I want you to get a true picture of what my reality is. And to do that, I have to share the bad. I have to talk about things I can't do for myself. The fact that a lot of afternoons after therapy, I'm tired. Greg helps me walk. Sometimes I have a walking stick, but sometimes he walks beside me because my left side is weak. Even though I do better in therapy, it's weak at the end of the day. Asking for help is hard. I'm having to learn to extend myself some grace. If my friend or family member were going through this, I would be patient with them. I would encourage them. I would give them grace and love. But for me, I set the bar up high, and when I don't hit it, it feels like a failure. And sometimes I can get in that moment and mentally spiral. Some days I want to take a hammer and a sawzall to every piece of therapy equipment I own, put it in little pieces, douse it in gasoline, and throw a match on it. But I don't. As therapeutic as that would be, I know I would be on Amazon an hour later trying to get more equipment delivered overnight because therapy would have to be done tomorrow. sometimes it is mentally so bad that I can't even relax by the pool. Again, if you know me, you have context for that. I had a meltdown a couple of weeks ago and decided to just take the day off. I was gonna go outside and do things. Well, everything I tried, I couldn't do. Everything I tried, I failed. So I said, you know, the one thing I can do is sit by the pool and relax. Well, y'all, I couldn't even do that because while I was relaxing, my mind was reminding me of all the things that I should be doing, all the things that I could not do. So I couldn't even enjoy that. So when I tell you this is hard, I'm not exaggerating. It is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life. And the longer it goes, the harder it gets. The more work I put in, and I don't get the payoff that I want, the harder it gets. The more frustrated I get. So again, I have to talk to myself, remind myself that it's a process. It's not going to get fixed overnight. And do what I can do. And move on. I'm gonna grab a rag and wash my hands real quick. Yes, everything is harder, everything is messier. But it's life. Alright, I'm about to end the video, but I want to say this. Please do not pity me. For one, I don't want it. I don't need it. I am too blessed for pity, but pity won't help me. Your prayers will. I am only sharing this so that maybe it helps someone. Maybe it helps you as you struggle. Maybe it helps you understand someone else's struggle. If you have a friend or family member going through something, a lot of the feelings will be the same. And that's my reason for doing these videos. But again, so that I do not misrepresent my experience, this is not easy at all. It is a struggle every day. Some days are better than others, but here at the Carter home, I would normally say it's not all sunshine and roses. But as I'm working right here, I think I'll say it's not always strawberries and whipped cream. It's art. Tastes more like broccoli sometimes. But it is life.